The state has expanded its testing criteria, and Georgia partially reopened for business. So tonight, on your side's Ken Amaro spoke with a Waycross COVID-19 survivor who says 10 family members tested positive for the virus.
Ware County, Georgia has seen a jump in positive cases. Pastor Michael Angelo James is the mayor of Waycross.
1 week we had a much smaller number, and then within days, and I'm assured it's probably the testing has increased, therefore finding out there are more people positive, but it has been an alarming.
Mayor James believes a lack of social distancing and more testing are the contributing factors. Currently, there are 100 confirmed cases with 7 deaths.
Georgia is now open for business. Do you believe this will have an impact on the numbers?
I believe that it will.
We're doing great. Doing a lot better.
Area resident Michelle Davis knows firsthand.
How many family members have been stricken with COVID?
Approximately 10.
10 family members.
Daniel Ray Martin, her father, is among the latest. April 9th, she posted to Facebook his condition.
He was spitting up blood.
Martin, 64, tested positive for COVID-19. She says his health was failing quickly. He had to be hospitalized and intubated.
You didn't think you was going to make it, huh?
Nothing at all.
In March, her aunt died from COVID-19 complications. She believes that might have been the spread of the virus for them.
We had the funeral services outside at the graveside, so that we tried to keep 6 people.
After a week in the hospital, her dad was sent home. He is now COVID-19 free, and she's been tested negative for the virus. Her prayers answered. Her message, take it seriously.
It's very, very serious. What I've seen my dad go through, I don't wish on anyone.
The mayor is calling on the community to work together to flatten the numbers.
I just know that we have to work together.
Ken Amaro, First Coast News, on your side.